Hey guys, it's Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome to the farm vlog today. This is Butch. Butch is my friend. Butch is my farm dog. Butch is a blue heeler and Jack Russell mix. Anyhow, we'll let him go. Today we're doing a little bit of honeydews. It is oil change day here on the farm. Got several things I need to change the oil in, and I'm not gonna walk you around and show you how all this is done, but I'll tell you what we've got. We've got the Gator, we've got the lawnmower, we've got the push mower, we've got the air compressor here, we have my truck, my diesel truck, we have the diesel van, we have the Toyota Tacoma, we have 2 tractors, and just an unlimited amount of stuff that we need to change the oil in. This is our maintenance day for the year on our equipment. So basically today, I'll take you around the shop and I'll show you a few things that I do to make it easier for me to change the oil in my vehicles. So come on along today. We'll talk a little bit about the tools and the things that I use around the shop to make it easier for me. We'll show you how to change the oil in one piece of equipment. I'm going to show you how to change the oil in this piece right here. I've never changed the oil in an air compressor, so let's do it. Let's do it. Show you how. This will be a how-to on the air compressor, and I'll show you a few ways that we try to organize things here on the farm. So come on along. Let's have some fun. All right? Woo! Stoney Ridge, farm Stoney Ridge. So oil changing essentials and essentials in a man or woman's garage. You need to have a good tub to put your oil in. You need to have a way of disposing of your oil. You need to have all your wrenches and all your tools in one spot specifically dedicated to oil changes, so that all you have to do is whoosh, grab that tote and go and change your oil. I've got a tote for oil changes. I've got a tote for camping gear. I've got a tote for car wash. I've got a tote for everything, canning jars, all this stuff I put in these heavy grade totes, and I can stack them in the garage and they are not in the way and everything's out of the way, organized, and when I need it, I can go boom. Whoosh, here it is. I know where it is. It's labeled. Buy yourself a label maker. I'll post a link down there to a label maker that I use all the time. It's great, easy to use, and I'll use it today to put stickers in the cars to remind me when the next oil change is supposed to happen. Having your stuff organized and having a good label maker will help you organize your homestead, your house, and your farm. Think about that guy or that gal at work that you work with, that all their stuff's always all over everywhere and it's always a total mess. It's just a disaster, and they're always clustered and they can't get their thoughts together, and they never can do the best that they really can do. Until you have a system, until you organize yourself, you'll never be able to improve that system until you have one. So make a system. So first things first, guys, if you're gonna have a shop or a garage or anything to this effect, you need to have a tote that says oil change supplies. So I keep all my goodies here in my oil change supply bucket, okay? I keep a measuring funnel, I keep long funnels, short funnels. I have several different sizes of removers to take off the different size oil filters that I have, and I have a wrench to do that with. I also have an extension that I keep in here and an adjustable wrench. If you're not into these to take off your oil filter, if you can't reach it like that, then I also have these little wrenches for removing oil filters too. Some of these oil filters on these vehicles are really a pain in the butt to get to, especially the Gator. It's in a tight spot, it's in an odd spot. So we want to make sure all our vehicles are nice and clean prior to changing the oil in them. Now you might say, Stoney Ridge Farmer, where do you keep your oil? Well, I have this handy oil jug and I also have an empty one. We'll have this labeled used motor oil. This is used motor oil. I'll know all this stuff is labeled used motor oil so that I can take it and recycle it and dispose of it appropriately. You got to be responsible with your oil, guys. Don't pour it out on the ground or put it in your driveway or whatever the heck you did back in 1946. It's not the right thing to do with it. Take it to a place, they'll recycle it, it'll be reused in another product, and it's the right thing to do. Don't be lazy, do it right. So the next thing you might want to ask is, Josh, what do you drain your oil into? And I say, boom, I have 2 large containers. I have this container and I also have this container. Now, ask me why I have 2 large containers. Because I did the tractor's oil last year, and guess what? We overfilled this container. So what we did was get a larger one. And I think this one will hold something in the neighborhood of 4 gallons or 3 gallons, 3 or 4 gallons, I'm not sure. But for things like the tractor that take multiple quarts of oil, I think the tractor takes 10 or 12 quarts of oil. Then we use this, or we have a bucket that we use, okay? And with most of our diesel engines, they have a large oil capacity, which affords us the opportunity to only have to change our oil either once a year or once every 10 to 20,000 miles. So the Mercedes van is recommended service is every 20,000 miles. I know some of you guys are like, yeah, 20,000 miles, no way. Well, it has specially formulated oil made specifically for that machine, and that's what the recommended service is. So that's what I'm doing, every 1 year or every 20,000 miles. Now with the Gator, I think it's every 500 hours. And with the tractor, I think it's every 300 hours or 200 hours, depending on how much you use it, or annually. With the lawnmower, it's annually. The lifebloods of these machines is our oil, so we've got to keep it changed. Now, let's talk about neglect. Oil neglect. This piece of machinery right here hasn't had the oil changed in it since 1999. I haven't used it very much, but I did notice when I plugged it in the last time, it kind of bogged down a little bit. It seemed like it might be creating a lot of friction. So we've got some Porter-Cable synthetic compressor oil. We're going to change the oil in the compressor. Should be quick, should be easy. So the first thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to take this bolt out, this plug out right here. We're going to see where the fluid level is in the compressor, and then we're going to drain out the fluid, put this cap back in, and refill the fluid. Just that simple, just that easy. Just putting new oil in the compressor. Well, what we're going to look for, we're going to inspect also when we take it out. We're going to look for little metal shards or something like that. Anything that's out of the ordinary, black, really black oil. We're just inspecting it and we're thinking it through while we're doing it. It's not as if we're going to replace this piece on the compressor. It would probably cost more than the compressor anyway. Also, the tools that I use to change my oil, I always wipe them down really good. Funny how some people say oil and some people say oil. Around here, it's called oil. You're gonna change your oil. You know, for the sake of this video, we're gonna call it oil, because it is oil, not oil. So let's take this thing off and see what happens. All right, got our wrench in here, unscrew her. Take our finger, screw that off. Just give it a little glance, look down in there. It's cram packed full of oil, and it looks pretty good, if you ask me. Then we're gonna take our plug out. So we'll take a long funnel before we do this, and we'll loosen her up. Take it out, drain the oil out. Not a lot of oil in this machine. I do see a little yucky. Right in there, it's a little yucky. We're gonna give her a little bit of a tip. Then we're gonna put our cap back on. Here's our little cap that we're gonna put back right here. I wanna take my rag and wipe around the edge of this really good. I'm gonna take my oil and then re-instill some oil in here. Nice and gentle, nice and slow, until it fills up to the top of right here. I'm really unsure as to how much oil it's gonna hold, so I'm just carefully pouring this in. Basically, I just wanna fill it up till it can't take any more. And that fills a little reservoir in here. Replace my cap, snug them both down. Wipe off the mess. Last thing I'm gonna do is take my industrial strength Sharpie and I'm gonna write the date. 10/28/17. Oil. Now we've changed our oil and we have half a container left. So we're gonna write the date on this, the day we opened it, and we're also gonna write the amount that this compressor held. Okay, so this is our only oil-filled compressor that we have on the farm right now, and it's a small compressor. I don't really need anything crazy big. I don't have a big old metal shop or anything, so this is what we have. So we'll go ahead, put the pertinent information on this. Perfect little spot right here, and we'll save this back in our area in the back of the shop that has all of our oil and all of our oil information. So now, folks, I'm just gonna get busy changing my oil. It's not that hard to change your oil, okay? Go online and research and watch. There's tons of videos out there on how to change your own oil. Guys, you can save yourself a lot of money and learn a little something along the way. Take your daughter, take your son, take them outside, take them in the garage, and teach them how to change their oil, because one day there might not be somebody out there to change their oil for them, okay? It's knowledge they need to have. Also, take your kids and teach them how to change a tire. Take your wife, if she doesn't know how. Take your mother-in-law, take whoever, and teach them how to change a tire. When I was about 22 years old, I dated a girl. Her name was Michelle. Now, Michelle was a very pretty girl. Very pretty, very nice, very sweet. Her mother was very nice, very sweet, very good people. One day I asked Michelle, do you know how to change your tire on your car? She said, no, I don't know how to change my tire. I was like, Good. We'll have a tire changing class out in the driveway one day. Does your mom know how to change a tire? So I asked her mom. Her mom, who was from the Azores, so she had a bit of an accent. I'm going to try to do her accent. She said, I do not want to learn how to change a tire. My husband will come and get me and fix my tire for me. I said, you know what? These aren't the kind of people that I want to be around, okay? If you're too lazy to learn how to change your own tire, then I don't want to be around you, okay? You need to learn how to do this stuff. These are essentials. Look under the hood of your car and familiarize yourself with what's under the hood, where fluids go, what's going on under there, okay? Guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, please learn a little bit, just a pinch, a smidge of what you need to do to maintain your vehicle and to work on your vehicle in a pinch, because one day you may not have anyone to depend on. And that's what this is all about. That's what Stoney Ridge Farm Channel is about, learning stuff and being able to be self-sustainable. That's what it's about. Y'all come on back and see me sometime. We're going to start pulling cars in and out of here and get this thing rocking and rolling. 15, 20 minutes per vehicle. We should have all the oil changed in 2 hours. Boom. Maintenance done. Awesome. Come on back and see me, guys. Click that like button down below and click that little bell. If you're not subscribed, for God's sake, subscribe. Check out some more of the videos. I think you'll like what you see and you might learn a little something. All right? Thanks. Woo!
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge.